Hey, it's time again. Welcome to Figuring It Out with me, Kelly Renee. You know, we're all figuring it out. How to live the life we want, living our truth, living authentically. It's so good to see y'all. Hey, I got a question for you. This one might be a little heavy. Do you believe you're at a deficit because of your identity within the LGBTQ plus community? Or, if you're not part of the LGBTQ plus community, do you feel and act like those who are deficient in some way? There's some helpful and unhelpful ideas and conversations being had about deficit thinking. On a practical level, real world day to day living stuff, I can easily fall into the trap of thinking I'm at a deficit because of X, Y, or Z. For example, because I never obtained a college degree, I can think I'm at a deficit in the job market, or I'm not as smart or prepared as my counterparts who have a degree. Now, by the way, education is important, and yet attending college is not the only way to obtain an education. I may think I'm at a deficit because of my age. I'm turning 65 next month. Oh, the big 6'5". I wasn't even sure I'd make it this far. But is that a deficit or a strength? Older people like me, for example, have experiences that are sometimes difficult to quantify, yet their value can be easily overlooked for the shiny new college grad. I love kids, and I celebrate with them when they graduate from college. I never did. But here's where perspective matters and impacts outcomes. What's alarming is the way deficit thinking in theory can be applied to those in marginalized communities. Now, because I'm trans or bi or gay or a person of color or a woman, I can't have the same expectations as someone else. One school principal said, deficit speech in schools that reflect deficit thinking produce a deficit culture that puts children at a deficit. Now, let me tell you a story to illustrate. This one black mom who was checking in with her child's teacher throughout the school year and is receiving good reports about her child's progress discovers that when grades are released, that her child is receiving C's? Now, in the mother's mind, that wasn't good. And when following up with the teacher, was told the child was doing good and the grade was good for him. And she shouldn't try to push him hard. What? Real or not, this story highlights mediocrity and low standards by school staff who had low expectations based on a deficit narrative. I don't want to be critical of schools. I think schools as a whole and teachers as a whole do an amazing job with kids. And we need them. But more importantly, do we do this to ourselves? As part of the LGBTQ plus community, do we approach life from a place of deficit? Do we think we don't belong and therefore don't deserve the hope and happiness we desire? And if we do believe we deserve a good life, are we living our lives that way? This is where radical self-acceptance can provide a framework to help us move into the life we want and deserve. It builds on assets instead of focusing on deficits. See, hope and resilience and abundance are born out of hard work and practical application of all of our resources and requires some personal responsibility. Are you tired of blaming other people for where you are in life? It's so easy to blame our family or our teachers or the school system. It's easy to blame politicians or the church and other people in authority. Now, I would never suggest we excuse those folks who did us harm. Yet at some point, we can move on from that place. Let me say that again. I would never suggest we excuse people who did us harm. Yet at some point, we can move on from that place. See, forgiveness and compassion have more impact on our own well-being than it does on our offender. Our ability to move forward with our lives, to live authentic, rich, and full lives, depends on it. Instead of focusing on deficits, what if we focused on assets? Those things you're good at. Your creativity, your resilience, your courage, your passion for serving other people, your ability to be kind in difficult circumstances, your compassion, how you do your best to listen and treat others with respect, your empathy. Yes, we can pursue excellence, and I want to be excellent, and I'm willing to work toward that, all the while honoring those I come in contact with. How about you? Are you going to approach life from a place of deficit, or are you going to live in a place where you can build on your assets? It's your choice. I would love to chat with you about it. Hey, before I go, the midterm elections in the United States were this past Tuesday. I'm not sure how y'all are feeling today after more of the results have been tallied, and we still don't have a clear picture of which party will have the power. I hope you take a minute or two and allow yourself to feel your feelings and work through your emotions. Some people are incredibly disappointed, and some are ecstatic. No matter where you fall on that spectrum, know tomorrow is another day, and your feelings today are valid and important. Now, once you've processed those emotions, then it's time to move on and take the next step. I'm thinking about y'all today. You are valued. You are loved. You are oh so precious. And remember, life's too short. Be kind. Do good. Let's talk soon. And last, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen and watch. If you like what you see, please like, comment, and share. And if you don't, no problem. Don't worry about it.